Hey everybody, once again, Lance here. Again, thank you for taking time from your busy schedules to watch this video. I know that, or this series of videos. I know these may seem like they're getting a little long in the tooth at this point, but I want you to realize there is a method to the madness. Number one method to the madness is I asked you to consider what you did before, during, and after. And each time we've stopped this video, I've asked you to consider what we will do before the next one. All right? So there is a specific outcome, something I need you to be processing so that you can compare it, you can contrast it, and hopefully have something in common from which to grow. Now there's a modality of teaching and learning that a lot of folks are either full bore doing or experimenting with right now, and that process is called flipped or inverted learning. Flipped or inverted learning. What happens in a flipped or inverted learning process? A lot of the content that has traditionally been the you be quiet, take notes while I expound the facts in class. Instructors are beginning at this is a very basic way to look at it, but they're beginning to think, what happens if I put that content to the student before they get here? What could we do with our live time and how precious that live time is? Because you as the instructor, as well as the participant, have agreed that this is the time we're carving out from our otherwise crazy schedules to be together. Is the best use of that time really for me to tell you information that you might be able to read on your own or look up on the internet or maybe even watch before you come to class? So using tools like the Cisco collaboration tool that we're using today, again as the glue, I have the ability to take all the things I would use in a live environment, all the rich media, and create that on-demand experience for those students. In fact, the recording that I made just a few moments ago with you guys, for you guys here, is now flowing into this content portal. There it is. There I am. Same shirt, same tie. Ugh, me twice. Not a good thing to be looking at, right? But as an instructor, when I get ready for my students to view this, I'm going to come into the settings. I'm going to make these active, and I can either make it private for a particular group, I can make it for all users who can log in, or I can make it publicly accessible. And that's what I'm going to do right now. So that content is now available. I didn't upload it. I didn't FTP it. I didn't copy and paste embed codes. I certainly am not about to send out a bunch of emails. That is the job of this tool. So when we start looking at how we think about things before class happens, this is an amazing way to think about it. Now, what happens during class? All right? Do we really expect that our students are going to be able to get their devices out and participate? Or are we asking them to check their minds and their devices at the door and then simply listen to us expound? I certainly hope not. And then you say to me, Lance, well, how much planning does that take? I mean, if we're going to break students into small groups, they're going to be doing hands-on activities, blah, blah. Doesn't that take a lot of time to plan for? You certainly want to think it through. But if you decide as a part of a live engagement that you want to have a breakout session right now, right this instant, what am I going to do? Well, one of the things I could do is click this link inside my learning management system. I mean, this is the portal they're coming to for their handouts, their grades, their review process anyway. Why not allow me as the instructor to set up a meeting room on the fly from here? All right, so let's do it. Let's schedule an event. Let's say we want to do a training center because we want those small groups, and let's hit schedule. I click the link from the LMS. I hit schedule an event. I chose the date, time, which is right now, right? I mean, just right this second, and the format for my WebEx encounter, and then I hit save it. The next person who logs in as a student doesn't see host. They see join. That's how difficult it is, guys. I mean, I hate to overstate this and make it just seem painfully clear, but it speaks for itself. So during the process, if you can cross-pollinate individuals, if you can create avenues, conduits of communication and hands-on processes, then all of a sudden, now we're growing our environment in a very dynamic way. I would argue with you that another way that we do this is to create opportunities for students to create content. So as a part of the assessment piece, instead of having them TF or multiple guess their way through something, let's allow them to create some content. And as a part of that creating, let's allow other people to feed back on it. So if I go out here real quick and I hit these videos that have been created, here's one that was created by a friend of mine named Diane. All right, here she is. Now, the great part about this is Diane created it for other people to watch, but they can also review it. They can comment on it. They can rate it. Here's Diane's reports. How many views has she had in the last 30 days? What's the average completion rate? How long are people watching it? You can see right here as I position the mouse that there are still 20 folks connected at 1 minute and 4 seconds in. Drops off at 1:13. I'll click over here. Down to 14 sessions at 3:06. This gives me a sense of the engagement that people are having with my content. Now, what are they watching it on? Let's scroll down a little bit more. Well, it looks like about 2/3 of them are watching it on PCs, about 1/3 on their mobile devices, and we've got a lot of folks looking at it on mobile Safari or mobile Chrome as a part of this. There's some Firefox viewers. All of that information, again, is right here at Diane's fingertips, just like it would be at your students. They know, they're getting feedback, and they're able to say, this is how I'm being assessed in a real world, not just my ability to regurgitate information. So before, how do we prep the conversation? We create some content, baby. During, we have them do something. We have an engagement strategy that allows them to work together. Afterwards, how do we assess that learning? Maybe we ask them to create the video. Maybe we ask other people in that class to review that thing for them, so they get a sense as to what's going on. Now, we've looked at a lot of technologies here, guys, and I'm not here to try to overwhelm you with that, but I want you, as we prep for this last video, I want you to know that this last video is about what is going on behind the scenes to make all this happen. I don't have minions, all right, pushing buttons. I don't have camera people following me. I don't have people uploading videos. I don't have other people to help me with this. This is what the technology does. But there are some amazing core Cisco technologies that are pulling all this off. So in the last video, you don't have to prep anything. It's okay. If you're interested in comparing what you currently have with what we have, make a short list. At the core of your infrastructure, what is driving all your communications? All right? Do you have accessibility to online web tools like WebEx? If you have that, just jot a quick note, get yourself a quick list, because we're going to start looking at some cross-pollination points between them. All right? I will talk to you soon. Look forward to seeing you in the last video. Bye-bye.